Hey guys, Hidden Azeroth here, and this week we're going to be exploring the secrets outside of the original Karazhan raid. To get out of a raid, you're going to want to go to the platform just before where you fight Netherspace, as shown on the map here. Once there, you're going to want to look for two small stacks of books next to a ledge. Jump onto the two stacks of books and then up onto the windowsill. As you can see here, the grey void surrounding the tower is in reality a thin, opaque sheet. Walk through it and you'll find yourself hovering above Deadwind Pass. Make sure not to turn around or you'll pass back through the wall and into the library. Below us is the northernmost edge of the original Zul'Gurub raid. Certain buildings are missing, and the normal ground texture has been replaced by the stone from Deadwind Pass. While Zul'Gurub was overhauled in Cataclysm, the original architecture can still be found in the open world. On our right is the entrance to the Temple of Bethik. However, the temple itself is missing. With the rest of the raid rendered, this bridge would take you to the center temple where you fight Hakar the Soulflayer. This pavilion was where you would originally fight Jindo the Hexer, who later would become Jindo the Godbreaker. To get out of the Zul'Gurub portion of the map, head back to where the Temple of Bethik is supposed to be located and use Fell Rush and Double Jump to climb the mountain. The easiest path out is just ahead of where a large log lays across the side of a mountain. From here, you can head towards either Duskwood or Deadwind Pass. Jumping from the side of a mountain, we glide into Tranquil Gardens Cemetery. Traveling north for a small orchard, we enter the city of Darkshire. While Darkshire has remained relatively unchanged, there are a few differences with this version of the city. Most notably being that the statue found here has since been replaced by a fountain. The buildings are all missing interior props such as tables or chairs. Like in most other instance inns, an invisible wall prevents us from entering the basement. As they are static objects, the Flightmaster Griffins are still present. As we pass Beggar's Haunt, we see that the table with various apothecary tools appears in the same position as it does in the main game. In the actual version of Duskwood, a rare spawn named the Unknown Soldier will sometimes appear at this grave. The waterfall effects are still rendered despite the absence of water. Entering Dead Man's Pass, the zone is similar to how it appears in-game, with corpses hanging from the trees. As we approach Karazhan, the ground abruptly twists upwards, ending the road. From here, we can see that only the half of Karazhan visible from the Broken Stair and the Nightbane platform is rendered in-game. Additionally, we can see Nightbane's NPC laying behind a rock where it stays out of view until summoned. Using the spikes of rocks jutting out of the mountain, climb up the cliff face and head along the top of the ridgeline towards Nightbane. Up ahead, you can see where we crossed from Zul'Gurub into Duskwood earlier in the video. Jumping down, we glide onto the small cliff face where Nightbane rests until activated. He's untargetable and can't be attacked in any way. Interestingly, he uses the new model from the Karazhan dungeon. One noticeable change is that Morgan's plot, the area of the chapel in the Karazhan crypt's entrance, has been replaced with a small village. It's unclear why this change has been made, as the plot should be visible from the Nightbane platform. As we saw earlier, only half the tower has been rendered, and there's a large hole underneath it. Be careful as you approach the front of the raid. There's a zone where you'll be killed instantly if you enter it. In a moment I'll enter this area in order to show you a second method of escaping the raid. Assuming you've resurrected the Broken Stair, head towards the Nightbane platform. Once there, double jump against a wall twice without moving. Now double jump and fell rush towards the town in front of a raid. You can explore the majority of the town, but be careful not to get too close to the entrance, as that is the actual instance portal and you'll be teleported out of a raid if you enter it. The Ogre villages remain mainly the same, but the cave entrances have been sealed off. From this angle, we can more clearly see that only half of Karazhan has been rendered. Head to the hills just before the road slopes downwards and go to the rightmost hill. Climb as far up it as possible, use Fell Rush, and jump upwards. You'll suddenly find yourself in the Netherspace where you fight Prince Malchezaar. This is because the Netherspace is, in reality, just in front of and above the Karazhan Tower. However, because the Karazhan Tower and Deadwind Pass don't render while inside the Netherspace, players never see it. That being said, even though they're not being rendered on our screen, objects in Deadwind Pass still have physics collision, meaning that we can't pass for certain invisible objects. Additionally, if you pass too close to Prince Malchezaar's platform, you'll be instantly killed by the same field that killed us earlier, making the whole area somewhat difficult to navigate. Passing too close to certain objects will cause you to render Deadwind Pass once again. Looking upwards, we see a fake top of a tower. This is to give players on the Malchezaar platform the illusion that they're looking down at Karazhan. From here, you can just make out Prince Malchezaar's name tag as he patrols the platform. Karazhan serves as a fascinating example of how playing with space and rendering can make a zone appear much larger than it actually is. So, whether you're an avid explorer, or you're just sick of trying to solo that stupid chess event, the instant zone inside of Karazhan is well worth a visit. And as always, thanks for watching.